Cave Lady here. I'm super duper excited to talk about the McCulloch 1375 canister steam cleaner. And I'm super excited about it because I love it. I did a ton of research before I chose this machine because my shark mop is actually on its way out. It's dying. It actually smells like burnt tires every time I go to use it, and it really has just never cleaned that great. So I was looking for something that not only could do floors, but could do baseboards and bathrooms and countertops, and I want to be able to sanitize everything because I run a green household here. I don't use any chemicals, I don't use bleach, I don't use ammonia, I don't use those type of cleaning products, so I need to be able to sanitize without using chemicals, and that's what led me to a canister steam cleaner. So, like I said, I did my due diligence. I read like 100, maybe 400 Amazon reviews. I read reviews like crazy. I looked at a lot of the reviews online, and I noticed that a lot of the reviews didn't talk about how they used it and what they liked it for the most. I saw some, people were detailing their cars. I thought that was pretty cool. But for me, for everyday uses, I didn't see that too much. So I got it and I wanted to share all those things with you. So, okay, so the features about this mop that are fantastic are the combination of the length of the hose and the length of the cord give you 30 plus feet of extension. So I actually have about 1,200 square feet downstairs approximately, and I can clean my whole downstairs area from kitchen to the powder room to the floor in my entryway to I have hard floors on half of the level. I can clean everything downstairs without unplugging this and replugging it in, which is awesome because with my old mop, I had to unplug it and replug it in probably 5 times when cleaning downstairs. So you also have, excuse me, you also have like 90 minutes of steam. I'm not sure if that's true or not because I just cleaned for a long time and I didn't think about it. I've never had to add water and wait for it to reheat up. So it's probably pretty accurate. I know I have cleaned with it for over an hour. But yeah, I really love the fact that you have that super long extension, and I like the fact that this is on a pivot, so it is super easy to grab it, push it down, and clean underneath couches and low furniture. With my old mop, I couldn't do that. The whole thing had to go down, so I had to, go down with it. Now I can just kind of go like that. It's got this little pivot head. And also with the cleaning attachments, I'll talk about it later when I show you what I'm cleaning in my videos, how you can use these for windows, stainless steel appliances, those kind of things. So there's a lot of different options. I have cleaned my grill, the outside of my grill, as well as the inside. Amazing. I also have cleaned up all of the spider sacks in my entryway, which I used to take a hose and shoot it down, but it really never got everything down, and the eggs would still hatch, and I'd still have spiders everywhere. So it's a really good way to kind of, kill all those spider sacks, get rid of all the spider issues without using harmful pesticides outside. I know a lot of people that have their eaves and things sprayed, and I would never do that. So I use this long attachment as well as the one of these types of attachments to kind of, or the triangle attachment to clean out all of the cobwebs and to clean out all the spider sacks in the entryway in my house. So that is really good. You can get a lot of things, like even just spiders in the house, and cleaning out cobwebs in the house because you have such a long reach with this arm, and you have the options to make a shorter arm, long. You can put any head you want on the top of the arm. I like to sanitize all the mattresses in the house. You can kind of just put a little floater on there, so it just, you don't use the pad, you pop this on there, and you can sanitize floors. I do have a pet, and it does potty on the carpet once in a while, so I steam clean it, but then I go back through and I sanitize, and I think that's super duper important. So pillows, beds, all kinds of stuff you can sanitize, and I'm going to show you more in my video watch. There's something that's super important that you need to know if you get the steam cleaner on how to use it. So keep watching. Thanks. So getting started with the McCulloch canister steamer, I went ahead and filled up this unit with 48 ounces of water, which is what it recommends. And it's funny because your cup here says warning maximum fill line, and it's about 16 ounces. You're gonna want to do about 3 times that. So I recommend taking a Pyrex and measuring it out at 48 ounces and then going from there. That way you don't forget how many you've put in there, how many times you put it in there, because it's approximately 3. And I've tightened this, and I'm going to turn it on, plug it in and turn it on, and come back in 15 minutes. Okay, now that our steam cleaner is heated up and the pressure is up, as you can see on the pressure gauge there, it's about halfway, we're ready to go. The most important thing that you need to know if you are going to steam clean your floors is that right when you turn your steam on, it's going to shoot out a little water first. If you shoot that into your mop head, you're going to have sopping wet floors. So this is something that I realized very quickly on. So what you do before you put your mop head on, the extender, shoot out the water first. See that? And now that it's steamed, you can plug it in to your mop head. So that just happens by snapping it into there. But if you are mopping and leave it idle, like you walk away for another minute, I would suggest unsnapping it and shooting the water out again. It's steamed now because I haven't waited very long. But you're definitely going to want to do that every time you walk away from it. Say you walk away for a minute and come back to it. Just unclip it really quick, squirt out the extra water. It's steamed now. And then you won't have to worry about soaking your floors. If I would have known this the first time, I would have done it every single time, because I was soaking my floors and my mop head was getting super duper wet, and I was irritated with drying time. But now that I figured out that secret, drying time is super duper quick. So the scrubbier mop head is this one, and this is the one I use on my floors. This one is less scrubby, and I use this. You can tell because there's 3 colors in this one, about 2 in this one. This one I actually use on my appliances, like my stainless steel appliances. I use it on my tabletops. I use it on my windows. And the really cool thing about these pads, these are probably the best pads that I have ever used. I've owned shark mops and other mops, steam mops, and I noticed that they push lint around. Most mop heads push lint around, and it's super duper annoying. These really trap lint. So you can be like cleaning a window with one of these and then go down to cleaning the floor, and you're not just pushing lint everywhere, which is awesome. And when you first get these heads, they're actually way too big for the steam mop, and it's really awkward. But after you wash them and dry them in the dryer once, they have shrunk down to kind of the perfect size. So when I first got this, it was way bigger than my head, and now all you do is set it on there. I kind of step to secure, and that's it. The plastic attachment does not go on the bottom of this. That's what I thought at first, but you just pop one on. So that is my, you obviously can use either one of these for floors, but my favorite for floors is this one. It's really scrubby. It does just as good of a job as my, I think it's the Bissell Steam scrubber that I have, because it really gets everything out. It gets these floors so clean without any detergent. It looks like my maid came, and I never know what my maids use when they come, but the floors are just super, super clean and dry and awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and check, since it's been a little bit, maybe it's been a minute. I'm just going to check to see if any water accrued in here, and it didn't, see? And that would have just been on your floors. So like I said, if you leave it idle, if you're not steam cleaning and you're mopping, you're going to want to shoot that water out every time. And I don't find that that's a big deal as long as I know to do it. So now I can start steam cleaning. And as you can see, you can barely see that steam at first. And now that you can see that the floor's starting to get wet, this is the amount of steam I like to use. I don't like to use so much steam that it takes forever for my floors to clean. You can see that there's just a sheen on there. And if you watch carefully, you can see the steam coming out of there. And there is a gauge if you want the steam to be higher or lower. I have mine turned up high. So there you go. So that's, I will do a quick sweep before I clean most of the time. But what's really nice is that steam head, that mop head, really traps in extra lint, so it doesn't just push it around and then you see every place. I used to see every place I moved back and forth, I would see a little line of debris, lint, and it really traps it in awesome. So as you can see, the floors are wet, but over here it's already almost dry. You can see a slight sheen to them, but it's almost dry. Okay, so I'm going to just unclip this here. I can almost do it one-handed. I put one foot on there. Okay, and I'm just going to switch this over by adding my little attachment. And then I'm gonna add this little scrubber one because my stove is super duper dirty. I mean, it's filthy. So there's caked on, baked on stuff, some melted chocolate, all kinds of junk. So we're just gonna throw chocolate down. There's the baked on stuff. I like this little green scrubber head. You get a couple of these. Okay, I'm going to get a paper towel and kind of show you what is left on there so that you get a realistic expectation on how clean like your glass top will be. So, I mean, it cleans really well, but you can see like close up, there is some super duper baked on stuff here that didn't come off right in here, and I might need to use a little bit of glass scrub or baking soda to get this really, really kind of, I think I was candying something and it's sugar. It is really, really hard on there. And there's a tiny bit of that over here, but everywhere else, it has gotten everything up. So I'm still gonna have to use a little glass scrub in those areas, but overall, that makes me really happy. See, it's not magic, but it cleans really, really well. Other things that I really love to be able to do, and that you should do weekly, are always sanitizing your granite. Granite, doesn't matter how many times you seal it, it's gonna be porous. So sanitizing your granite is super important. I do like this green tip for that, as well as the little black tips work great too. Let me clean my body. And then you might as well get your vitamins clean. Those always get so filthy. This is stuff I would have had to scrub off that thing. I use a scrubber sponge to that, and I don't never have to do that anymore. And then your wood cutting boards, super duper important to sanitize these every week. American maple, actually 99% of bacteria automatically just dies itself on wood. I always use wood, not plastic, for cutting, but I think it's an excellent idea to steam. You watch stains come out. anytime you're going to turn your steamer on, sanitize your cutting board. I mean, you might as well. Okay, so I just wanted to show you quickly. Something that I'm also extremely impressed with is the cleaning power of this when I'm cleaning my white cabinets. I get really caked on stuff on these white cabinets, and it's probably the most cumbersome thing for me to clean. And I can just scoop it right off in seconds. Okay, now my little scrubber is really dirty, so I'm going to switch it to over to one of the plastics heads. I find them to clean cabinets and corners of floors really well. So a little bit of water was coming out of there, so make sure. Okay, so back to this. Okay, you can see these. There's some yucky stuff there. You can shoot, and then I find that this little head and the triangle head work really well in the corners of the floors. And the baseboard. That's actually chipped off paint, so that's not coming off. It's just lack of paint. But that way, I love that I can just scrub that really quickly. And I used to take me forever to clean these areas, all these. I mean, this stuff, because this is above the cooktop, would just be covered in grease, and it would take me forever to scrub it off. I did it last week, so it's not bad, but it literally shoots it off in seconds, especially because it's grease and it's hot. So I just wanted to show you those things and some of the things that I use to clean different areas. And other floors are obviously dry and just sparkling clean. These are a laminated wood floor, kind of like a pergo. I think it's Quick Step. So, and that's where I shot water everywhere, so it's still wet. But so the pivoted head allows me to turn it, put it sideways, and get on both sides of the toilet, which wasn't possible with my shark mop that I had before. And because of the way the head ball works, you can get underneath things as well. So you can actually get underneath couches, ottomans with low clearances. I hope some of those demonstrations were helpful to you on how you could use your steam canister. Another thing is I find uses for these, new uses for the steam canister every day. And one of them that I didn't mention was dirt and grime that accrues on the walls, crayons, things like that. The steam mop head with the scrub works fantastic on getting that out. I would only recommend using that on an eggshell or a paint that has a some kind of sheen to it, so that you don't actually remove the paint. But I have found it to great to get crayons and dirt and grime and all kinds of things, and my paint downstairs looks like new now. So it's super awesome, and I will continue to post things that I find in my comment or the box below. That's why I decided to do a YouTube video. I can update it all the time. So you can check it out, and I hope that was helpful to you. I hope you feel good about purchasing the steam cleaner. I absolutely love it, and it has definitely surpassed my expectations. I never expect any product to work magical and be like one of those things that just does everything and, you know, blows my mind. I have realistic expectations, and this has totally surpassed the realistic expectations that I had for it. And what I just love about it is every time I plug it in and go to use it, I never use it for 10 minutes. I find more things to clean, and I get more stuff done, and then I'm super happy I did, and I have a good time cleaning. The only one thing, the only one con I have is, you know, you have this great bag of accessories, and you keep all your stuff in here, and, you know, it kind of just falls out of there. So, if they were to put a zipper on this bag, I would give it 5+ stars. And that would be easy enough for someone to do. I'm going to put Velcro on the top of my bag to keep everything locked in here and secured. And that's going to be something that's really inexpensive to sew in, but I highly recommend you do that. That way you can keep this bag and keep all of your accessories, keep from losing them, because I don't store this bag in the house. So that is my one thing I think is super duper important, because you don't want to lose your accessories. They're great, and I just think that would be a really good idea to have a zipper or Velcro. So I'm going to make a Velcro thing for mine so I don't lose any of my accessories. And that would be my one thing to help with this machine. So thanks for watching. Sorry the review ended up being so long, but I wanted to include all those things in there. Thanks. Bye.